I was just talking in the morning, just sharing from Hebrews about the last verses, talking about the matured person is one who has exercised himself in being able to understand the difference between good and evil. But that only comes by exercise, right? Then I spoke about fasting, also the intent of fasting, right? The intent of fasting in the Christian life is not an intermittent one. That's an Old Testament practice we brought into Christianity. Yes, the intermittent one is okay, but in reality, where you get the fullest of effect is living a fasted life, living the intent, the purpose, the power of fasting on a daily basis, right? The just fasting itself is a religious observation, right? But there is a reason for doing it. The reason for doing it is to sober your soul, is to bring everything in your life under control, right? It's a discipline, right? So, and people tend to fast for anything. In a sense, anything they feel that they are overindulging in, they could use that as a fast, right? The whole essence is to cause discipline to come to bear in one's life, to bring every area of one's life under control. Because until you do that, you will be light. You will not have strength, power in the heavenly places, right? Because you will have weight that is holding you down below. You will not be able to soar in the spirit, right? And that needs to be a daily, everyday observance in our life. It's not just something we do when they call it in the church. First 3 days, last 3 days, beginning of the year. That is, it serves its own purpose. But the true power of fasting is being able to live in the intent, the essence of it on a daily basis, right? And I went into that for just to expatiate on the last verses of Hebrews, that, and also coming back to John 3:5 itself. How do we get born by water and the Spirit? It's not a magical thing. It is a discipling process. It is a place whereby we begin to exercise ourselves in the discipline of our calling, in the discipline of the way we have come to accept, in the discipline of the kingdom, right? We do the things that work for the kingdom. It's that same place where believers, the Apostle Paul began to talk about that bodily exercise profited little, but godliness is profitable in all things. The word godliness being profitable there is the same thing as discipline. It's the same thing as allowing ourselves to be washed by water and of the Spirit. It's the same thing as Jesus Christ saying that seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness. The place of seeking, the place of exercising is a daily thing. It's the same place where Paul says, I beat myself continually, that I will not miss it, even after I've won every other person. Our Christian work is not a hocus pocus. It just arrives on you, right? The Holy Spirit doesn't just come on you and you do magic, then it goes again. No. That is in the Old Testament. In the Testament where we live, we're members of the kingdom. It's not a once in a while thing. It's a continual growing into God in all things, right? A continual growing into God in all things. It's not a Sunday thing. It's not the beginning of the year thing. It's not the beginning of the month thing. It should be a continual growing, whereby we are growing into God. We're growing into the fullness of Christ in all things, right? And I just said all of that just to further put foundation on what we're doing. Here, talking about faith, we're talking about something that we need to grow into, whereby it becomes our nature. It becomes a second nature in us. It's not something we do. Sunday, I have faith. Monday, I don't have faith. When I have money, I have faith. When I don't have money, I have faith. No, it's something that we want to become second nature to us, so that when you wake up in the morning, that's what you will answer to whatever issue of life you are facing. Because that's what we see in Daniel's life, right? He had this issue of life. He's in captivity, and they are serving a meal that is not in accordance with the law of his God. The faith he had built hitherto was what answered to the situation, right? He was not just building our faith. when the issue occurred. He had been building that faith, and that faith that it was in him answered to the situation at hand. Right? My time is over. I need to stop. Anyway.